When it comes to classifying stars, utilizing the theory of stellar metamorphosis, I realized that there's going to be a huge set of issues regarding what a star system is. Being that planets are ancient stars, if we have a 3-star system, or a triple star system, or a quadruple, or a quintuple, or a septuple, or a sextuple, or octuple, whatever, 9 or 10 or 11, doduple. We're going to have a huge issue with that. What do we call star systems now, being that planets are ancient stars? Are they all multiple star systems? I think they are. But unfortunately, the idea of there not being any star systems with a greater multiplicity of 7, and AR Cassiopeia being one of those, there are going to be a lot of corrections made, being that you have to have a designation now for stars as they really are. Earth being a black dwarf, Jupiter and Saturn being late-stage brown dwarf stars, Neptune and Uranus being very late-stage blue dwarfs, and the Sun being a very young G-type star, has an effective temperature of 5,200 to 6,000 Kelvin. Or is it an F-type star? I'm not too sure. I thought it was G. Yellowish white with their main sequence, which is bullshit. It's fusion pseudoscience. Let's see here. I think you guys can see that very well. Notice how they forget the effective temperatures for the stars below, what was that, 2,400 degrees Kelvin. Notice how it cools down. It goes from 30,000 Kelvin in the O type to the B, A, F, G, K, M. It's strange how they completely neglect that sequence of events. What's down here? It keeps on going. The star becomes the life-hosting star, or the star that has rocks and minerals and oceans and stuff like that, and a differentiated interior. So we have to start classifying things based off of reality. We can't keep the fusion pseudoscience any longer. We have to move on past that. There's even the luminosity should lead you in the right direction. Check it out. You have 30,000 suns, and then 25 to 30,000, and 5 to 25, then 1.5 to 5, and it goes all the way down to less than 0.08 the luminosity of the sun. Can you guys make that out? Notice that pattern. Notice how it dims. The star dims and cools and dies. They should have made the discovery based off of that sequence of events as well. Another sequence of events they should have put together is the radius of the star. The radius of the star shrinks too as it evolves. They have the O-type as being really, really big, and then the damn thing shrinks to 0.7 for less than M-dwarf stars. Look, there's the radius. Look at that. If you could see it. You should have made a discovery with that realization as well. Even the apparent color. Well, if it's not shining anymore, the color is going to dim considerably. What comes after light orange red? Just deeper red, then the infrared, and then brown, maybe? Brown dwarfs? They should have made that connection a long, long time ago. But fusion pseudoscience has gotten in the way. And we can even do statistics with this. How many of these multiple star systems are there? Well, Here's a little fraction of all main sequence stars. I think that's bullshit. Main sequence is still fusion is pseudoscience. But if you'll notice, there's the fraction 0.00003%, and then the fraction gets higher and higher as we move down the line. You know, 0.13, 0.6, 3%, 7.6, 12.1. Of course, that's out of 100% of that. But if you stretch that 100% out to include the most ancient stars, you know, the black dwarfs, the brown dwarfs, this number at the bottom right here would be a lot less, maybe like 1%, and then these become much more rare based off of, you know, the stars that are highly evolved, such as the Earth, and even dead stars like Venus and Mercury. But I just wanted to point that out to people, that scientists, they believe that the biggest star system out there only has 7 stars. But now that we know what actually happens to stars, it becomes clear that planetary systems are star systems. They were never mutually exclusive. And it also becomes apparent that this discovery could have been made via multiple avenues of approach. You could have made it via the effective temperature dropping. You could have made it from its apparent color changing. You could have made a discovery. Oh, there's another one. The mass of the star diminishes as it cools and dies. Check it out. You start with a star heavier than the sun, and it radiates and loses all its mass, to eventually it completely becomes a really small star. So you start with 16 masses of the sun, and 2.1 to 16, and 1.4 to 2.1, all the way down to 0.08 to 0.45. Well, what's below 0.08 when the red dwarf loses all of its mass? It becomes a brown dwarf. That's as clear as day. Yet the astronomers, somehow, it's lost upon them. As well, you could have made a discovery based off of its luminosity diminishing, and even you can do statistics based off of this fraction of how many of them are in the galaxy. So you have a lot there, and you can also tell how myopic they are by looking at this. Oh, we only know this many stars in this many systems and all this stuff, but all that's going to change now. Today is October 16th, 2015.